students, let us discuss a question asked in GATE 2018 from Civil Engineering, and the question is from Environmental Engineering in the afternoon session, The question says, a coal containing 2% sulfur is burned completely to ash in a brick kiln at a rate of 30 kgs per minute. So he says, sulfur content it is 2% in coal. Then he's saying the rate is 30 kgs per minute. Rate is 30 kg per minute. Then he says the sulfur content in the ash was found to be 6% of the initial amount of sulfur present in the coal field to brick kiln. So he says sulfur content in ash it is 6% of what is present inside the coal. 6% of the initial value. That means what he's saying is, we have coal. Coal contains sulfur. This sulfur content inside the coal, it is 2%. Once it is burned, so it produces ash. And in this particular ash, the sulfur content it is 6% of initial. That means 6% of this particular value. Then what he is asking is, he says, the annual rate of SO2 emission from kiln in tons per year up to 2 decimal places is. So he is asking SO2 emission. That means when you are burning the coal, you are not only producing ash, you are also producing some quantity of sulfur dioxide. So he is asking what is the emission rate of sulfur dioxide in tons per year. So let us solve this particular question. Since he says the rate is 30 kgs per minute and he is asking throughout the entire year, for the entire year, so let us calculate what is the total quantity of coal which is coming into the brick kiln. So the total quantity in an year it is equal to, this is 30 kgs per minute. Let us convert the minutes into days. That will be 24 into 60. This is kgs per day. And we are talking about the entire year. So into 365. This is the annual quantity of coal required. So this is equal to 15768,000 kgs. This will be kgs. Let us convert this kgs into tons. So this will be equal to 15768 tons in 1 year. 15768 tons in 1 year. Now what he says is, in this particular quantity of coal, we have 2% of sulfur. So the quantity of sulfur in this much coal, it is 2% into this value 15768. So this value is around 315.36 tons per year. So this much is your total quantity of sulfur inside the coal. Now what he says is 6%. The sulfur content in the ash, it is 6% of the initial amount of sulfur which is present in the coal field. That means out of this much sulfur, 6% of this value, it is inside the ash. So sulfur content in ash, it is equal to 6% of the initial value of sulfur which is present, that is 315.36. So this will be equal to, this is 18.92 tons. 18.92 tons. Then what he is asking is, but he's not asking us this, he's asking what is the SO2 production. So according to the combustion, sulfur will combine with oxygen to form SO2. Sulfur will combine with oxygen to form SO2. And what he's saying is, out of this sulfur, out of this total sulfur, this much amount of sulfur is in ash. This much amount of sulfur is in ash. The remaining sulfur which is left, it is getting converted into sulfur dioxide. When you are burning this particular coal, so you have ash, and that particular ash consists of this much amount of sulfur. Whatever remaining amount of sulfur is there, that is getting converted into sulfur dioxide. So remaining sulfur, it is this initial value 315.36 minus whatever is the ash, sulfur in the ash. So this is equal to 296.44 tons. Now you have this much amount of sulfur which is producing sulfur dioxide, and we know that according to this particular relation, 32 grams of sulfur, it produces 64 grams of sulfur dioxide, because the molecular weight of sulfur is 32 and molecular weight of sulfur dioxide is 64 in a balanced chemical equation. The reaction takes place like this. So we can see that 1 gram produces 2 grams of SO2. 1 gram of sulfur produces 2 grams of sulfur dioxide, and we have this much amount of sulfur which is producing sulfur dioxide. If we have this much amount of sulfur, what will be the total amount of SO2 produced? So it is simple. If 1 gram produces 2 grams of sulfur dioxide, that means 296.44 tons will produce 2 into 296.44. So that means it is equal to 592.88 tons in 1 year. So the total amount of sulfur dioxide which is produced from this particular thing, it is equal to 592.88 tons in 1 year. This particular question is a memory based question, and if you have any doubts regarding the question or the solution, kindly contact us on the number which is displayed on the board. Thank you.